Welcome to Tech Fever, Play Everything's weekly tech podcast where we talk about all the tech news of the week, from home theater to smart home to AI and robots and everything in between. Every episode, we will give you our favorite picks of the week and all the tech steals of the week. And if you want to get your question read live on air, send it in to techfeverpodcast@gmail.com. I'm your host, Mike Doherty, and alongside me, as always, is Kevin Coello.
Am I supposed to be able to hear the intro?
No, you're not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
There's a way to set that up.
Yeah, so I know. I didn't set it because you could see it. You know, I don't know why you have to hear it.
Yeah, but then your audio came in a little late.
Also, I realize why I hear such a doubling of audio right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm using the Bowers and Wilkins headset.
What does that mean?
Remember last week we were talking about how that's one of my issues with it. I forgot about that.
Oh, the delay. Got it.
Yeah. Well, not the delay. I don't know. But actually, I'm interested. If you watch Tech Fever, comment down below. I want to know what headset or earbuds that you use. This is one of our points of topics I feel like we've been talking about a lot lately. I want to know what's your favorite headset that you use. I want to see kind of what the popular consensus is. It's probably going to be AirPods because everybody has Apple everything. And speaking of headsets,
man, fuck you. All right, why would you just transition like that?
we go into it. We start the stuff in the beginning now. Kevin last week was talking about his Google Pixel buds, and he was very excited, and he was just really propping them up and how awesome they were. And then he hits me up today and says he has to return them because what's the issue ran into?
Yeah, I'm having some sort of. It seems like it's a known issue.
That's always good. That's what you want.
Yeah, because like I'm looking it up, it seems like this happened to a bunch of people. It's on the forums all over. But basically, they have touch sensitivity, right? So if I go like this, you know, it does things. Mm-hmm. Like I raise the volume, I go like that. Lower volume, go like that. Mm-hmm. If I want to pause it, I tap it once. Maybe I hold it. I haven't figured them out yet. I threw away the manual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the right one just stopped working. In fact, the right one just stopped receiving audio also. And I was like, oh, this is really weird.
Oh, altogether? It's not just the touch commands?
Yeah. So I went into the settings and I was fuck around with settings, trying to see if I can make it come back. And when you turn off the auto detection, so like the in-ear detector, right? Mm-hmm. So you pull it out and it knows that it's been pulled out and it'll stop.
Yeah. Like every earbud.
Yeah, sure. It's a feature that a lot of these earbuds have, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, if you turn that feature off, it would start working again on my right, but it still wouldn't do any touch commands.
So it not getting audio, you think it's linked to the in-ear detection?
Yeah, I do.
That's weird. The touch commands though. Can you only do it on the left ear or the right ear?
The touch commands?
Yeah.
No, I can do them on. Normally, you can do it on either ear.
So you could do it on the other ear.
Yeah, but like I've had them for like 3 days, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna like. Why would I hang on to ones that like seem like they're defective?
Yeah, well, hopefully it's even though it's a common issue. Hopefully this next pair you get, you don't run into that issue.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm hoping for, and if I do, I guess I'll just return them. Have to try something else. Disappointing.
Yeah, well, no, you're really not gonna stick it out just for the touch commands.
Yeah. What one of my favorite things and one of the biggest problems I had with my Jabra Bluetooth headphones were that the earbuds were that only the right one would work with just one, right?
Yeah, correct.
So if I was doing something and I wanted to have my left ear exposed, no problem. I could take it out, put it away, and it was still working. But if I needed to have my right ear exposed, it wouldn't work.
I'm surprised. All headsets should be able to be versatile like that.
Right. I don't know if the Apple ones are. I don't know if like it's a common feature that they can switch like that.
And then the Pixel Buds can. That is super disappointing though.
Until they fucking
you were
broke.
Really excited about them.
Yeah, I was really excited. I was using them to walk Cecil in the morning. Now I'm back to not having any headphones. But Best Buy is pretty cool because they were like, "Oh, we'll just send them to you tomorrow."
Yeah. That is the clutch move right now. It's so. Other than that, any other problems that you ran into? You loved them. Other than that, right?
Yeah, no, they were good. Yeah, everything else seemed really good. The battery life seemed like incredible. Where it's like I didn't charge it for like I want to say like 3 days, and with the amount of time I was using them, like it was fine.
Yeah, that's starting to bug me on my AirPods is the battery life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's I don't know if overcharging's the issue. I don't know, if they have that smart charge where it stops. But I've been increasingly getting more and more getting annoyed with the battery life on those.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm sorry. One last thing. I feel like the case was really, really like sensitive. Like I dropped it once, right? Because it's so smooth. It's like holding a small egg.
Yeah. It's really, yeah.
And like it had gotten scuffed, and it's like that was such a simple drop, and it wasn't like I don't know. I felt like it got scuffed and super dirty all the time. Like I had to constantly sit there, lick my finger, and like wipe it down really good to get the little.
You talking about the case or the actual pods?
The case.
Yeah, you should look into getting one of those carabiner cases, because I know they make them for the Sony ones, and the AirPods is the most like popular one.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to have something clipped onto my like side.
It's awesome. I honestly love it.
But like there's a very distinct look with that person.
No, everybody does it, and I'm used to having my keys clipped to my side at work, so I just on the other side I just clip AirPods.
Yeah,
I don't think it's like a bad look.
It's just not a look that I want to be associated with. It's really a lame kind of look. Comment in the thing down there.
It's not. It's handy.
Let me know if you think that Cheeks looks lame.
It's super awesome.
I'm kidding. We all know.
You're funny. I actually picked up some new tech this week because
I wasn't done.
Okay, sorry. What else you gotta say?
No, I'm kidding. I can talk about it later.
No. Let's talk about it now.
No, you go ahead. I'm not even
what other new tech?
I mean, the camera.
Oh yeah. So if you notice, Kevin looks, I wouldn't say better, but his image quality looks better this week because he picked up a new camera to try out the new webcam look for him and Kind of Funny.
Yep.
What camera did you pick up?
This is the Canon M50.
Yeah, for the price, by the way, phenomenal camera. If you're looking for,
I think this guy was $500 with a kit lens.
Yeah. No, I don't think they sell them just body. I think they all come with the standard.
No, they sell them just body. I think it was like $350 just body. Best Buy might not sell them just body, but I'm pretty sure
got it.
You can just buy a body. Yeah, no, they're. I mean, as a camera, I'm never gonna use it that way. But like the pictures that I took just playing around looked nice. The video looked fine, but that's not what I bought it for. Really I bought it for,
The video on it, I feel like the bang for your buck is that I feel like they do take really excellent pictures and pretty excellent video as well.
But like the reality of things is like that's not what I bought it for.
Yeah, that's not what you bought it for. But if somebody was out there looking for a good camera for $500, I think this is probably one of the best ones you can get at that price.
Probably. I mean, that sounds right.
just for the people out there, if they were like looking at like not
my personal preference is the Fujifilm cameras. There's something about the color profile that they have. It's just like has a stronger, like sharper, really like kind of exaggerated tone to it that I think are freaking beautiful.
You can get those in the Sony as well. But I think Panasonic is the only one that really matches Sony in terms of camera picture quality.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, this Canon, I got it specifically to try out some of the software that they've put out for Rona, where they added, basically you can connect it to your computer via USB. Like on cameras, both my Fuji X-T2 and this Canon M50, they have a micro USB slot. Mm-hmm. And normally that doesn't do shit. You can't I think you can use that to transfer photos. But now this new software they released to help with all this stuff, you can actually connect it to your computer, download the software, and add it as a camera. Now, of course, the Canon M50 does not connect for whatever reason to Discord. So that's I don't know if that's Discord's fault. I don't know if that's Canon's fault. Because this is still a new software in a beta. All these are in beta.
They've only been out Discord right now.
Can you let me finish?
Okay, sorry.
I was going to get there.
Apologize.
Anyways, these are all in betas. I think that these apps have only been out for like 2 months at the most right now, right?
Yeah.
And so there's workarounds. Like I'm using right now the Canon webcam link or whatever it's called. Actually, I should know the name. I'm using the Canon program to send it over to OBS, and then I'm using OBS's a plugin for OBS called Virtual. Let me see, Virtual Cam, to send that over to Discord.
Yeah, seems like a lot of steps.
Yeah, but they're not like real steps. You know what I mean? It's all
you're here right
steps.
now. You look fine. It works.
Right. But you get what I'm saying? Like I have one right now. All I have is a micro USB going into this camera that has a fully charged battery. We'll see if it makes it through the show. I don't know how long these batteries last. And then I have and that's it. I don't need to have a capture card. I don't need to have HDMI cables going from the camera to the capture card and then power to the capture card. Like, this is simplifying stuff in a really easy way.
Yeah. Which previously we didn't have, which is also infuriating. Right. That we didn't have that before, that they didn't think that would be a smart idea. But on top of that, that's weird. The micro USB, it doesn't charge while it's plugged in.
No, I'm sure if it was Type-C it would, but it's just too much for the little guy. So that's another thing that like is one of those unfortunate things. These the Canon M50 is not like made to do this. So of course, getting a battery that like has a charging port on it is a whole like rigmarole that from like I bought it from Amazon from some third party, and it's like it won't come here till next Monday. So it's like, oh
yeah, and they're usually pretty cheap. I used to run
it's $35
gaming at that. No, but I'm saying it's pretty like cheap, the actual product itself.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I remember I had to return mine a couple times because I had it for the Canon T6i, where I had to get it off Amazon because I wanted to do continuous recording like this and use it as a camera when we were using that. Yeah. And that like piece of equipment just always burned out on me.
Yeah. I don't have the highest hopes. Also, because of everything that's going on, it's like it doesn't look like it's gonna come. Like any of them, like there's none that are gonna be sent in the next 2 days. Like once if we do decide to go with this for everyone's setup, then it's gonna take like an extra 2 weeks because of like waiting for those power adapters.
It looks good though, I must say, especially
I'm really happy with it. Honestly, the XT2 also looked really good, but for whatever reason, it won't work anymore. It just will not. That was sending image directly out to Discord, and it wasn't working with OBS. But then it stopped working with Discord, and I can't get it to work. So fun stuff. It's interesting because in comparison, I feel like the image quality is actually a little bit better on the Canon M50, which is crazy because the XT2 is a phenomenal camera with an amazing. I think that the video quality is like stunning, especially if you switch over the F-Log and record on a little Shogun. Mm-hmm. It looks really, really good. But it just doesn't. It looks way grainier when you're sending out to a computer. I don't know if that has to do with the USB setup or not. But the M50 for its price, I'm really shocked. Also, they come with a white variant. You can see right there.
Yep. Oh yeah,
and
it's sexy.
Tim is extremely excited because he wants to.
You have to order that pretty much every time though. You can't really walk in and buy that, but it is available, and it does look really good.
Wait, what? Oh, the white?
Yeah, that's almost always if you're looking to like pick up a logo Best Buy.
Yeah. I'm sure that is like it's not a common one. Like the black one is way more standard. It's like the silver XT2. It looks so cool, but it's like because you have to special order it, sometimes it can be even more expensive too because it won't come in the kits.
Yeah, that is frustrating. Another PSA for this camera too. If you have another Canon camera, you can't use the lenses on it without buying an adapter. So that's also a really big downside on these guys.
Huge downside.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense. And then the adapter, like if you do have I was talking to you about this, if you have a lot of Canon cameras,
Yeah.
then it's worth, or a lot of Canon lenses. It's worth it to buy the $350 attachment, and then you can
It depends. Like I've seen them as low as 150 that do the autofocus and like aperture control, which you want. Like you don't want to have to do manual focus on a camera. It's too much of a fine detail.
Yeah, I agree. So check that out if you're looking for a little camera, especially if you're looking for a good little webcam right now, and you can't get the Elgato Cam Link, and you're thinking about using getting a camera and then using that. Simplifies it. You can just plug it right into your computer.
Quick question with the Cam Link, it turns any like HDMI into a webcam.
Correct.
Is that how that works?
Correct. Now there are some cameras it's not compatible with, which I think is really, really weird.
I should probably
and you also have to have a camera that you can turn off the
the out features.
Yeah,
right?
the out features, which I know some cameras can't.
There are. It seems like from the little research I was doing, there's a program that lets you turn that off. Like
on any camera? On any camera?
Well, it's not any camera. Like it was specifically on the Canon M50 before this rolled out. What is it called?
Well, I thought the M50 you can turn it off. I know Tombo has a 60D and he can't turn it off.
He can't?
He can't, yeah. Not in the actual menu setting. So if there is a software that does that, that's phenomenal.
I don't know if let me find the name and then we can work our way backwards.
If people don't know what I'm talking about, in a camera you see like the little battery symbol and all the little different little adjustments you can do on the screen. Now if it's typically cameras aren't meant to be, especially more like photography cameras, they're not meant to have an HDMI out into something to where you can actually turn those off so you don't see it in like the video that like you're watching us in right now. So some cameras have it where you can turn it on, some cameras have it to where you can't. And if that's the case, then you can't actually output like a clean HDMI out setting.
So the company's called Sparko Cam. DSLR as webcams. Let me see if I'm trying to find, because I know that here's their list of. So what was the Canon? What?
60D.
Control F.
Sparko Cam.
60. Yeah, 60D is on here.
So
supported camera. I'm going to send you the link, and if you want to check that out,
this one, right?
It is a paid thing. So at some point, if you want to check it out and see if you can get the 60D to do that, then there you go.
Hold on, look at the screen. Is it this one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Real janky looking website, you know? It's like, I don't know if I trust this website.
You can do green screen. Ooh. How much?
Oh, it's not that bad, also.
How much?
Allows one active user, includes free upgrades for 1 year. It's $60.
A little steep, but I mean, if this is your solution,
but I mean, think about the fact you were talking about wanting to buy a camera, and like this could potentially take that out of the equation.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
100%. Yeah, and especially if you already have a camera that, like Tombo, and he wants to do streaming, and he didn't know about that before because he thought about streaming later. He can then now just use that instead of buying something else, which is nice. So something to think about that out there if you're looking at doing any of this.
Sparko Cam.
Anything else you want to add to the M50?
I mean, so far, like the build doesn't feel good. It's like it feels kind of like a toy. It's just not that sturdy. It's like it feels like a cheaper plastic, but like it does a good job. Like it look a lot better.
$500.
Yeah, which right now is like the price is only like $150 more than a Cam Link thing, which you'd still require.
No, Cam Link's not that expensive.
Dude, right now, like you can only buy them for like $300, $350.
That's true. And then resellers on webcams, you're spending like $300, $400 anyway. So might as well get a multifaceted camera that you can use.
Yeah, lots of facets.
So I actually got a laptop this last week, because I knew I was going to have to work a lot out of my room, and I always wanted one for like the shows and everything that we do. So I went ahead and got this guy. So this is the Asus AROG Xiphus G14. This is the Moonlight White one. It's like a special edition one. It's pretty great specs on it. Ryzen 9 processor, 16 gigabytes of memory, and a 2060 graphics card.
Whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah, 1 terabyte SSD. Now, my one complaint with this is I love like 15-inch, 16-inch laptops because I like the bigger screen. Because I used Flowers' MacBook 13-inch. I don't know why he got the 13-inch. To edit, and it's just impossible to edit on. Same reason Sean Flowers got the 55-inch OLED.
There you go. I mean? That's exactly what I was going to
say. But yeah, so I've had this for about a week now. It has 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB 3.0s, an HDMI out, an Ethernet, a power cord, power plug-in adapter. It's hit or miss for me. So the battery, obviously, it's a gaming laptop, so the battery is not going to be super, super good. The trackpad was a little too sensitive for me. It doesn't do a lot of the palm detection.
Is it a big trackpad?
It's a fairly big trackpad.
It looks spacious.
Yeah. So that's
what. Yeah, it's as big as the space. Oh, it's even longer than the space bar.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's pretty big.
Pretty long. Yeah.
It's super responsive, but almost too sensitive. Is one of my issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I haven't really tried any gaming on it. I have ran OBS and I have ran like 16, tabs open on Google Chrome while I'm editing in the background. Now I did have some issue with a video I was trying to edit. It wasn't a very, which is surprising. It wasn't a very extensive video edit. I think it was like how long are TikToks? Like a 15. It was something I was prepping for Completely Consensual. It was like
I don't watch TikTok.
It was some good stuff.
It's not. It's just I don't know how.
It was
the kids aren't telling me things anymore.
Well, it's okay. You can watch Completely Consensual. It goes live every Monday. Watch TikToks there. It's great. But it was that, and it was like a 4K background that I tried to put that I made myself behind it, and it just crashed. Like
really?
Premiere, yeah.
That's not good.
Is really surprising. I don't know.
Have you tried again?
I have not tried again, just because at that point I was just I'm
Go get your laptop. Give it a little try.
Right now, middle of the show.
I just want to like that. There's no way that 4K footage causes it to crash.
Yeah, it was just a picture. It wasn't even like.
Yeah, no, that must have been something else.
Well, again, I made it myself, and I think on that particular picture, I output it at like a ridiculously high.
How high? I mean, if it's 4K, then it's like
no, but the actual what do they call it? Not pixels per inch.
Pixel density.
Yeah, I think it was pixel density, or was the actual like resolution of the not 4K, but there where it's like pixels. How many pixels? You can put like 600. Yeah. I think that is pixel density. I'm not entirely sure. I think I put it at a pretty high pixel density, so I think that also might be the issue.
Okay.
But just something to keep in mind. But because honestly, I never had that issue on my gaming PC in the studio, so with the same background. So that's why I thought it was weird.
Oh, so you used it before?
Yes.
I really wonder if that can you try next week?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I want to. I do. It's a great little laptop. It's super compact. I like the white. I think the white's really sexy.
Oh, I don't like the way you said sexy.
No.
Is it white? Because it looks off-white to me.
No, it's white. I think.
Go get the laptop. Let me see it. I want to see it.
It's all the way in my room, Kevin. I should have.
Your room's not that far. I'll entertain the kids. I'll take off my clothes.
Okay, hold on. Do you really want me to go get it?
No, it's fine.
But no, it's a great little laptop so far. I like that it has a full-fledged HDMI out. Now, it was between this and the HP Spectre, the OLED 15-inch one. I was really, really close on getting that one. So that.
What was the resolution on the one you have right now?
I believe it is. I think the actual screen itself is 1080, but it outputs the 4K.
Outputs through the HDMI?
Yeah, through like the HDMI through on like a monitor. Yeah, so it's 1920 by 1080. 120 refresh rate, if you care about that. But I do believe it puts out to 4K.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't really need 4K on that small screen.
No, I know. I agree. But like a lot of people put that on there, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, for the price, this is not bad. Especially with it being Asus. Like I said, this is my first actual Asus laptop. I know Compa Andreas has one of these as well. He bought it when we moved into the studio. But for $1449.99, under $2,000, under 15.
Does it make a lot of noise when it gets going?
No, it's a pretty quiet.
The fans aren't blowing constantly? Because I've got an Asus over there, and I love it. It's a great, like, honestly, it does so much more than I ever expected, including one of the VRs. Vive, maybe? I don't know. One of the VRs. But one, like, when it goes into the game mode, and you can also turn it on, it just has a fan button. Those little fans you think it's a PS4.
Yeah, no, see, the fans are super, super quiet on it.
PS4 fans.
Yeah, the lap. That's good. Explain your joke. No, the fans are super, super quiet, but it does get hot. Like, it gets really, really hot.
Oh, like on your lap?
Yeah. Like, today I was trying to use it, and it's just so goddamn hot in the Bay Area right now, and we don't have AC. I had to, like, put it off my body.
Is that not an AC machine right behind you?
That's only in the studio. I've been in my room for the past week.
Does it work well?
The AC? Yeah, actually works really, really well. Is that what you're talking about, the AC?
Yeah, no, that's 100% what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about, like...
Yes, you know this, though. It's a bummer because in, like, production, you can't have that on. Unless you get, like, a super, super quiet one.
Or you could figure out a way to connect the air out to a vent and have it in another room. And, you know, just a fucking...
No, but the machine itself is loud.
Yeah, but if you have the machine in your living room and the door is mostly closed...
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Why would I have it in my living room?
But you get tubing. And you duct tape the tubing onto the face of it.
Come on. That seems like a lot.
So you cannot be hot.
It's
Look
true.
how sweaty you are.
We tried to do invite only with Nick DiPaolo, and we had it blasting to kind of make it cool in here, and then we had to turn it off, and it just got so unbearably hot. But
imagine if you still had it on, and there was just a pipe blowing cold air into your room. I don't know why you're laughing. This seems like a practical solution.
You just make everything more difficult.
I'm not making it more difficult. I'm finding a solution to a problem that you have.
So you've done this at Kind of Funny? You guys don't use a little fan?
We actually bought a
slat window?
Unit. What was that?
I said, not your little slatted window?
Those are hurricane windows.
Yeah.
They're very stylish.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great.
No. There's a window by the other side of the studio. And we actually bought a little AC unit, a little split unit, and we put the machine outside, and we had the little tubes coming in, but it didn't do shit. I don't know what was going on. It was like just blowing fucking normal air at us.
Have you tried taking tubing? And then have you tried taking tubing and attaching it to the mouth of it?
No, it had tubing. It was a split unit. That means it has a cooling unit that sits outside. You understand?
I feel like you hooked it up wrong.
I secretly feel like I did too. I've never talked about it before. Because
you're just pumping the exhaust air inside the studio.
It did nothing, and it was like I want to say it was like $1,500 or something. Because it was like the highest. Like it was supposedly it did the most, and then we just returned it, and I was so pissed.
It just feels like someone's breathing on you. I love how we just talked about AC for 10 minutes.
It's an important thing, and that's a piece of tech. Look, you got one there.
That's true.
It gets hot as shit here. I should buy one here preemptively because, like, life gets unbearable because these houses are not built for heat.
That guy, $300.
Is that a lot or a little?
That's a little for I think it does 650 square feet. Pretty good.
That's not bad at all. And see, the thing is, you have to get it before it's hot. It's hot. Otherwise, you're fucked. Everyone's sold out.
I know. It's a real disaster. It has been so hot. Anyway, let's move past the weather.
Let's.
I appreciate it. You ready to talk some tech?
Yeah, I'm ready for tech talk. I'm ready for a nap. Whatever comes first.
Yeah, you're real energetic today.
Yeah.
This should make you. You should be excited about this. Did you watch the SpaceX launch?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No, I was all excited for it, and then they canceled because it was a little too windy.
No. And then they
No, I know. But it just like after that, I was like, it's fine. I know rockets. They go up. We've seen them before.
That could have been like. It could have ended bad too. You know, that was one of those things where it was like we didn't know how it was going to go.
Enough. That's why they scrapped it.
Yeah, but like they tested a lot of that one shuttle that blew up. They tested that too.
No.
What do you mean no?
That was a different thing. They didn't test it. That it was because they had gone up already that they blew up. It was actually quite sad.
Yeah.
And I won't have you talking shit about American heroes, you piece of shit.
But yeah, so they launched. So SpaceX, obviously Elon Musk owned private space agency, actually sent 2 people to the what do they call it? The space station, the
International Space Station.
International Space Station.
ISS.
I don't know if it's international though. You know,
it is.
Do other countries go to it?
International, huh?
Do other countries go to it?
Oh my God, there's so many countries there.
I say I don't know. I don't know shit about space. That's
Russia's
why I have you
been hanging out. Like Russia had a dude hang out there for like 2 years straight or something.
Can you imagine?
He really wanted to go home.
So wouldn't let him come up. So astronauts Bob Becken and Doug Hurley have successfully docked the capsule with the International Space Station with just under 19 hours after launch from Cape Canaveral. Now I don't know how long is that faster than usual?
What?
I feel like that's pretty quick to get to the International Space Station. 19 hours?
I don't have a real answer for that.
You're just the space guy.
I feel like it took 3 days to go to the moon, so I mean that seems like kind of took a little long.
Yeah. Well, 19 hours. Or large. The largely automated process was uneventful. The crew tested manual operation at one point, which they said behaved much like the simulator. Essentially, what's really cool about this one that hasn't really been done is they landed the pod back, like the actual rocket itself, back down by itself.
Yeah, they've been testing that for years.
Yeah, they've been testing that for years, but it was never tested on like an actual manned mission, which cuts the price in half significantly instead of just dumping this rocket.
They would get destroyed beforehand.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Are you patronizing me right now?
No.
I feel like you're patronizing me right now. You don't seem excited.
I'm super excited.
Don't expect that.
Finally, we're not using the Russians to go to space. That's a big deal.
This is the first time in how long that we've like actually sent people to the moon, or not the moon, but space.
No one would. Well, no, that's the thing. Like when we would go to the International Space Station, they'd just be like, "Oh, they think the Russians are going soon. Can we go out with them?"
I'm like, no.
What?
There's a guy who went up there and never came back.
Well, I think his friends would come and go. I think he was just staying there to break a record, you know?
What a record to break, though. So they're going to be up there, spend a couple weeks up there.
Did you think about how crazy that record is? It's longest time outside of Earth.
Well, how long did you say? A couple weeks?
No, it was like 2 years.
Oh, 2 years. That's crazy.
I think.
How did they get him? Okay, so because apparently they could only stay up there for 119 days before the capsule actually burned.
No, that's
from
just
solar
that particular capsule.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So that's weird that they made one that's longer. You know, it's
No.
Musk.
No. The International Space Station has been up there for a long time now.
No, yeah.
They've shot up
a
thing
change it out?
connected to it, but that thing can't stay there forever.
Yeah.
That thing has to come back down.
Yeah. So how
But
did stay up there for 2 years?
Not all capsules have to come back down right away. Sometimes they shoot things that get permanently attached to it.
So what you're telling me is they don't replace the space station every year.
Do you actually think that? Is that what you thought until right now?
No, I'm just messing around, you know? It's crazy to me that it's just falling forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like satellites. Crazy space stuff. But again, this is a cool story just because this is cool. I mean, it's a private company doing it, so it's kind of like we'll see. I know Elon Musk wants to send people to Mars.
It was a year and a half
on a one-way mission. A year and a half.
Yeah.
What do you do up there?
Valerie. No, I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna try.
How many times do you think he jerked off in space?
Ah, dude.
A lot, right?
Can you imagine, like, to be the first person to jerk off in space?
So
like, I know it wasn't him. It was definitely one of the earlier cosmonauts.
What's he doing, though? A year and a half. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, he's doing science experiments. That's the whole point of going up there.
He's squirting toothpaste in there, watching it. I figure he's eating the dehydrated food.
Can you imagine the satisfaction of knowing you're the first person to blow a load in space?
That's a conquest.
Because it happened, right? And like I'm sure that like he was being monitored. So people were like, "Hey, we just noticed your heart rate went up and you also released endorphins.
Jeff,
did you just jerk off?" And we're like, "Yeah,
this is
yeah,
like
I did."
15th time today. But we're gonna.
Well, they would know. They would know.
We're gonna need you to do something with beakers up there. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! My battery's dying on this webcam. All right, well that's how long it lasts.
You're good. Are you just gonna go blank? Go dark?
Yeah, for like a minute. I'll come back.
Okay, yeah, don't worry. We won't worry about it. So, very cool. Samsung's next watch gets spoiled by the FCC. And by this, it's really not eventful at all. But I did put this on here because I know we like to talk about rumors. And we also like to talk about new tech that's going to be coming out. But essentially, it's the back of the watch that was the only photo that was actually on the FCC filing. But it looks like it has 5 ATM water resistance GPS LTE models.
5 atoms. That's pretty cool.
5 atoms, dog.
Atmospheres.
55 millimeter case instead of the current 46, and 42 will shrink to 41 millimeter on the Galaxy Watch Actives. They're not entirely sure right now if it's gonna have the same kind of touch bezel that the Galaxy Watches that have. Yeah, you're good. I'm gonna keep talking. That the Galaxy Watches have in terms of like the touch bezel that they have for any kind of control. We really don't know a lot, but this is more Galaxy Watches incoming. So if that is your thing, they are on the way. Okay, so yeah, the Tizen sucks on everything though. I hate Tizen on the Samsung TVs. I hate Tizen on pretty much anything that they could put it on. What? For
a second, I forgot what we were talking about, so I got really, really confused.
Who's
and I was
Tyson?
Like, "Fuck, who's Tizen?" Yeah, I don't like it. I think I don't know if they've changed, but that used to have the like you would move the dial to like move between apps, right?
Yeah. So they still have that, which is why they don't know if on the new ones they're gonna still have that because
yeah.
I don't know if people like that.
Yeah, that reminds me too much of fucking Apple's little thing that does something similar.
You remember the Pebble?
Yeah.
Have we talked about this before?
Pebble?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked, right?
Yeah, but that was like the first smartwatch. I remember that was like crazy.
It's cool.
Well, if you are into Samsung, have you had a Galaxy
all you
Watch?
had with Pebble?
Have you had a Galaxy Watch? Like one of the first ones, because I remember they were one of like the first ones to actually do like smartwatches.
If you remember, the first Galaxy Watch that came out had like the fucking rubber band. It was a band that was made of rubber, right?
Yeah.
And covered in like. I was in my backyard earlier. I guess I didn't wash this part of my hand, but it had a camera right here. Do you remember that?
Poop or chocolate?
The design. No, it's dirt. I was building a what is it? A barbecue. I told you about it. Yeah. Remember, I was really excited, and you kind of like made fun of me.
Yeah, I do. I had a good time. In my day, actually.
But yeah.
So I'm trying to look it up. The actual like the old band.
It's really ugly.
It was called Galaxy Gear, right?
Yeah, Galaxy Gear. That's right. Yeah, and it had the antenna built into the band, so you couldn't remove it. Or change the bands out.
Oh yeah, I remember these guys.
Look at this thing. I thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, a camera.
It was at the time. I remember the Pebble and everything. With like all this stuff is crazy.
Well, I think not too long after, who was it that made the first one that looked like an actual watch?
I thought it was Samsung. Right?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember what let's see, the first one, because I had the Fossil Q Explorer is what I have.
Was it
before
Huawei? Was it Huawei?
No, it's definitely not Huawei. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I've been using the Fossil. Oh, it was LG. LG. They did the LG Watch R, but they did one that had it had a little bevel at the bottom.
Yeah.
A little bevel right there. LG. That was a great watch.
Technology has come such a far way.
I feel like the watches they haven't improved that much, with the exception of this one now can take my heartbeat.
Come on, look at the Pebble.
Well, no, yeah, sure, but that was a small we went from the Pebble to a watch very similar to mine in 2 years.
Man, they spent $10 million? Is that right?
With their Kickstarter, right? Because they started as a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Oh man, my heart rate is really low right now. That's good, right?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, Kevin.
According to this, I have a resting heart rate of 64 beats. I mean, that's
You're
really,
dead.
really low. That's very healthy. That can't be right.
Was it this one that you were talking about? Yeah, I think it was this one. Right here. Right?
No, because that one had it. There's one that I had that had a black line at the bottom. Which one is this?
This is the LG watch that you were talking about. Or at least I thought you were talking
about. I think I did own this one. I've owned 2 LG watches and 2 Fossil watches.
I feel like smartwatches have come a long way, to be honest. Now with everything though, right now, I feel like we're not getting the most innovative stuff. Just in general. I feel like phones are pretty stagnant until the folding stuff came out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but
even then, it's still super niche.
Nailed it. The folding stuff isn't working either. They're not doing numbers, and I feel like they all have problems in a bad way.
Well, speaking of folding phones, apparently we're going to be getting a Motorola Razer 2. So this is rumored, actually not even rumored. This was actually brought up by one of the Motorola executives, Talibet Dosan, general manager of Lenovo South Africa, who remarked that as much while he said this on a podcast called Reframe Tech. There's a new version coming up. There's one in September, I think. Dolson told Reframe Tech. Very, again, vague in terms of what's going on, but it is rumored that they are going to be coming out with a second version of the Motorola Razer 2 in September. It is going to have a better camera, apparently, as all next phones do, better processor, and then the hinge was great. Or actually, it wasn't that great. They spent years on it, but I'm sure it's going to have the same hinge.
Wait, was it a good hinge or a bad hinge?
It was a bad hinge. Sorry, I was thinking of the Samsung hinge. The Samsung hinge is great. This one was trash.
The little fold was bad, right?
Yeah, and again, they typically...
This is the one where they were like, oh, hey, just so you know, bubbles are totally normal.
Yeah. You remember it. So I assume they're going to work on the display, maybe doing the micro glass like Samsung's doing. Let's hope, because I don't know how this did so well, like the Motorola Razer 1, that they're like, let's do a second one. Let's take another crack at it.
I feel like it's like they were already in development with 2. I think that they what I imagine is that they rushed to get one out, because it was very much like, oh, hey, that's weird. This announcement came out of nowhere and this phone's coming soon, right?
Yeah, no, it was delayed quite a bit, though.
After it was announced.
Yeah, it was after it was announced, it was supposed to hit, and then it got delayed to the September.
Right. But what I'm saying is I feel like they tried to rush it, then delayed it, and figured out a solution to the problem, and the problem was the bubbling, right? That's why they delayed it?
No, I mean, the problem was that just broke. The bubbling was an issue, but they said it wasn't an issue. It was the breaking that was the issue.
But I feel like they were already in the process of developing the next one, which would have been the original one had they waited, but they wanted to come to market early because for some reason a bunch of people thought that was such a good idea with these folding phones that aren't there yet, you know? And now we're actually gonna get the version that they should have started with that has had the proper development.
Now, let's remember the Motorola Razr 1 was a staggering $1,500, and then Samsung's new one that is better spec'd and frankly works better and lasts longer is under $1,500, $1,350, I believe. So
oh my god, it's so much cheaper.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, if you're looking at a foldable phone, are you going to go for the better spec one that lasts longer, or are you going to go for the more expensive one that has bubbles?
I feel like most people are not going to go for the folding phone.
Yeah, but again, they're making a 2, right? And it's not like Motorola is Samsung, where they could just try this shit out, and if it doesn't work, they could just sweep it under the rug because they're a multi-billion-dollar company. Whereas I feel
owns Motorola?
I guess it might be Lenovo, huh?
Yeah, it was Google, right? And then they sold them.
I mean, that's probably good.
Huh?
Is Lenovo?
I believe so. Whoa.
Thanks for filling the air there.
Well, sorry. I it's funny. Earlier we were talking about smartwatches, and I wanted to bring up, like, it bothers me that we haven't gotten to the point where, like, I don't know, what's the, like, I want like a watch that like a full phone just sits there with a little keyboard.
Like the Buzz Lightyear little thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Leela had it too with the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're there. I feel like we could have that.
When are the hologram wrists going to come out?
Huh?
When are the hologram wrists going to come out?
Nah, we don't even have to push that far because, like, that's not realistic.
I mean, think about it. You could do a wraparound, like, smartwatch. That's, like, the size of your wrist.
Right.
And then it's like a full phone. You can do things.
Sure. But I'm just saying, give me something where I can just put my phone in it. And, like, I can,
I'm sure they can make that.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. Because they can't make a wraparound thing.
Yes, they can.
Like, in the future, sure. 10 years from now, if they want to have fucking OLED tablet that you can put around your wrist, you just roll it around, lock it, great. But right now, let's just talk about what's possible.
I'm sure we're going to see that in the next couple of years.
I hope so.
But that sounds terrible.
I'm not sure. Sweaty. No, it sounds terrible.
Yeah. So I'm not interesting that they would be trying a second one. I don't know why Lenovo would pour money into Motorola. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they really get their bread and butter is the cheaper phones. I don't know why they would try to do this push for not even expensive phones. Like, they made like a huge jump going from like cheap entry level phones, and then they jumped all the way to like super high end premium phones, super obscure, like very early foldable phones, instead of just being like, let's try to compete with iPhone. You know,
I think like too many people just had the iPhone nailed it. Like, that's why all the, like, you know, the Pixel, like all the big name phones look similar and are basically the same thing.
Funny you mentioned that. Sony, the Xperia 1 II, this is also part of the news.
The dumbest fucking name ever.
It was
1 II.
July for $1,200. I know we've talked about this phone before. Again, we've both praised this phone. It will come with a pair of 1000 M3 noise canceling earbuds, the Sony ones that everybody raves about, which didn't fit my ear, but people really love them. Pre-orders are up June 1st, so they're up now, and it will launch before June 28th. So, again, talking about phones that aren't, again, that you're like, they all look the same. I think Sony is actually one that does it different at the same quality. So I don't know if you have anything to add to Sony. Because I think, one, again, we talked this phone to death. But again, it's launching with some pretty impressive specs. Has an OLED screen. You get a pair of earbuds with it. Now I know $1,200 is expensive, but you're getting pretty much the same power, and you're getting a great built-on camera that you actually have complete manual control over. That's actually developed by Sony's camera division. So I feel like Sony, especially the form factor with the ultra wide screen display, the 21.9 screen display, I think they're just doing it completely different than anybody.
I agree. And like we said, the Xperia 1, that was the one we talked about previously, right?
Correct, yeah. Because that's the one that I remember you bought, and it didn't work for Sprint, and you had to return it. But
sure, which means this phone will also not work for Sprint because it's Sony. That's such a weird thing.
I mean, if Verizon pays you, I mean, I guess that's what it would be, right?
Is it? No, because it works for anything else. It just doesn't work for Sprint.
Yeah.
Damn, these pictures look really nice. I'm looking at some, CNET's review of the Xperia 1 2, and the cameras are really nice. It's a good camera on there.
Again, horrendous naming. It's like they learned it from Microsoft.
Well, no, you know what it is? It's the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II is what it's called.
No, I know, but
it goes Xperia 1 2. That's what everyone calls it.
You said Tech Radar?
No, I said CNET.
CNET. Gotcha.
You trying to look up these pictures? I can just send you the link. You want me to send you the link?
Right here. I'm fast with it.
Okay. Well, I mean, fast is not how I would describe that. I look at all the ads you don't have blocked. It's nice of you.
What? Oh, yeah.
What?
I mean, I can't get it. Look. I get it.
What?
Ad black. I should have it. Beautiful.
Ad block.
That's what I said.
No.
No?
You watching this video? Well, I mean, it's not what you said.
What are you talking about? Why is that letting me? Never mind.
It won't let you full screen in the embedded video, which is such a weird thing.
I guess. Okay, so yeah. So the Xperia 1 2. Again.
Wait, hold on a second. This is actually a really interesting experience because it shoots in ultra wide, right?
Yeah.
Ratio. So pause that and go up to the top and watch the video.
What do you mean?
Keep going. Wait.
What are you talking about?
Where's the video that? Here,
right here. It's right here.
No, that's not the video. That's a different video. Oh, is that it? No. Are you watching an ad? God, you're so mean.
I know. Look, I have a lot of things going. I usually have Tombo or somebody to run shows.
Oh, it's fine.
Where they prep things.
Fine. Hold on. Sorry. There's the video.
Wait. Okay. You sent it to me?
Yeah, it's the second one, not the first one. Don't click on the first one. That's the wrong video.
So difficult.
Well, it's just really cool because I have a very wide monitor here, right? The same thing, 21:9, and it fits the full frame. You see how you're getting black bars on yours?
Yeah. And
it's like that rarely happens where videos are the right dimension for this, the right ratio.
Yeah.
And it looks
not
really
many
good.
things do it. But I think, like I said, that this is one of the most intriguing smartphones on the market.
Yeah. Although watching this video
expensive.
now, like, does this look super grainy to you? Does it look super grainy to me?
No.
And like the color, like maybe he should have.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Colored the video. This video that I sent you.
It looks fine.
No, the colors are all off.
No.
Dude, his skin tone is totally wrong.
It's your monitor.
No, it's not my monitor.
I'm watching it on my 4K LG monitor. It looks great.
Oh, God.
Let us know. You click on this video at home and you let me know if the colors are messed up.
It's way too dull. He needs to color correct this. Make it pop a little more.
Which I'm sure you can, and I'm sure this actually gives you a ton of metadata as a camera.
Oh, I'm sure that it does too.
I don't see the grainy though. You're crazy.
Looks grainy to me.
But yes, I am super intrigued by the Xperia 1 2. It is cool that you can shoot in wide. Again, the camera features are probably some of the most appealing, and then again, it being 21:9. So if you're looking for a camera or a phone and you're looking for something a little bit different outside of this typical Samsung Apple ecosystems and Google, I guess, if you're into that.
Which many people are.
Yeah, so many.
Asshole.
So go check that out. That is now available for you to pre-order. Like I said, get you some free M3s with it. Again, extremely pricey. Talking about phones, this new Google update, you excited for it, for the Pixels? Have you read into this at all?
Yeah,
the personal safety app.
Whatever. It's not. It's interesting where like especially in where the world is right now.
Yeah,
well, it's that seems like a feature that would be helpful.
I added this to just be like pretty quick, disposable news. But Pixel 4 is now launching its personal safety app to all Pixel devices. It's basically an emergency. You can send out your emergency contacts. You can actually send your information to emergency services in your area. If anything were to happen, you can actually set a safety check tool. Where you can then go in, like if you're going to one of these rallies or if you're going for a hike, you can actually like set a reminder for it to check in, and then you have to check into it. Otherwise, we'll contact emergency services.
Or if you're like going to buy something off Craigslist in a bad part of the neighborhood, instead of calling your kid and being like, "Oh, hey, I'm going to this area." It's like, wait, why would you go there? Like that's a dangerous area.
I feel like there's a story behind this.
Nah. Typical hypothetical.
Typical. And then again, it has some battery updates as well. So the notoriously bad battery on the Pixels, you can actually squeeze a little bit more juice out of them. So I don't know if you have anything to add to this. Yeah.
We have bad batteries?
How long do you get out of your phone? Well, actually, first of all, phone update. Last time you almost gave us a seizure. Is it still freaking
everything's
out?
Better now. It's just cracked on the top a little bit.
Oh, it's not doing the glitching no more?
No, I smacked it real good on the table and it fixed it. That's not true. It just kind of went away, which is good.
That's hilarious.
It's fine. We don't have to laugh at anyone.
Looking at you trying to use it, and your eyes are like, It was phenomenal.
Yeah. You're doing the whole laughing thing.
How long do you get out of it? Out of your Pixel? Like, have you noticed like a difference from like old phones?
Wait, I'm sorry. Have I noticed a difference from
in terms of like when you switch to Pixels, where you're like, oh, this battery life's like shorter? From what I read on a lot of views, apparently the battery. Okay,
so I switched over from the Pixel a long time ago because my first phone was the Pixel 1, and I got that when it came out, and I hung on to that until I got this Pixel 3. So, like, I've only known Pixel for the last 4 years.
That's unfortunate.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I said that's unfortunate.
I didn't hear that. I didn't. You moved, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, it's not unfortunate. The Pixel 1 was amazing. The Pixel 3 has arguably the best camera. Right? Argue with me. Go ahead.
I mean, not anymore. At the time, yes. At the time, it really did.
But even now, like better. The Pixel 4 camera is still probably the best.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in.
What?
Let's hear this Google propaganda.
Portrait mode every time, and you just get perfect pictures.
Okay, we're not getting into the portrait mode argument this time.
Anywho, but yeah. So like, I can't even remember. Like honestly, like what phone did I have 5 years ago? I don't know. Maybe. Was it the Nexus? Oh my god!
You had to have. Was it a Nexus over
Nexus 6?
Samsung?
Yeah, I haven't had Samsung in a long time.
My last phone was the Galaxy 3. Right?
Yeah,
I feel like had the eye scrolling. 3. I remember they tried the eye scrolling stuff.
Yeah. They tried that for I want to say 4 months, and then we're just like, let's never talk about that again.
I thought it was cool, but it was super.
Yeah, like. I've always felt like the batteries on the Pixel phones have been great. So, I don't know. I haven't noticed it. Like, obviously, when you first get it, it lasts a day and a half. Easily.
Well, yeah. I feel like that's like with every phone. And then...
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So, like...
Why can't they build in smart charging? That's the one thing I don't understand about these goddamn phone companies. Just give me smart charging where it stops when it's full. Like, what's so hard about that?
Cheeks, then your phone would last longer than the 2 years.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good point. It's a good point. It's a valid point.
Yeah. They want your batteries to die. Yeah, right now my battery's at 64%, but like that is cheating because I forgot to charge it last night, so I had it charging probably till maybe, I don't know, 11.
I get a full day out of my iPhone.
I mean, I get a full day out of here.
No, that's why I was asking. I don't know.
But I don't know how much battery I have left because that's part of the dark spot. I have to rotate the screen.
You're dealing with that. Another tech update. LG's much anticipated 48-inch 4K OLED TV goes on sale next month for $1,500. So I'd probably say
big deal.
I'd probably say holidays. This TV is going to be $999. Come that's holidays in early next year. You can count on that. So for $1,000, you'll be able to get this 48-inch OLED. So the LG is pretty adamant on having their new 2020 lineup come out, starting rolling out. They already have the CXs and the GXs out, but along with the BXs and yada yada yada, all the extra stuff, and then again the different sizes. Like 77 is not available right now. That's going to be coming out at the end of the month. We have the new 48-inch, which again, super anticipated by people. I'm sure people are going to be using this as a computer monitor. I am very tempted on using this as a monitor in my room.
Don't need it.
I'm very, very tempted.
You don't need it. Don't you have a 65-inch in your room right now?
Yeah, but it's not a monitor.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Because I might build another PC.
Are you editing videos? No, you don't even need a monitor for that. What are you playing video games in your room?
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're a fucking liar. You're a console gamer.
Yeah. Both.
You're what?
Harmony. But the CX model, it will...
Wait, you just said Harmony out of nowhere and just walked away? Harmony, bro.
It will include NVIDIA's G-Sync tech, which has actually been around for a while. It will offer up to 120 frames per second, 4K content, Dolby Vision, HDR10, all that good stuff. I really love the LG OLEDs. I think they're a phenomenal picture. If you're looking for let's say if you can't really fit a 65-inch TV or a 55-inch TV, this is a great alternative. The first time you're going to be able to get a OLED at 50 inches or less in a very, very long time. So this might be a great opportunity if you're in a dorm room or if you need a computer monitor and you want to go with the very, very best. I think this is the way to go. So that's coming out end of this month. Very exciting.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. So
have you checked out the
update on that?
What?
So sorry, just an update on that. Just letting people know it is coming. We've talked about it. We've been talking about it since CES, and it is here for $1,500. Again, you're probably going to be able to get it for $999.
Have you checked out any of the X series of the LGs?
Yeah, I haven't had a ton of training around it yet, or really, really dug deep into every year I go to ratings. And I go and I kind of dig into all their findings. A lot of people call
it RTings.
Yeah, RTings as well. You making fun of me?
No, I call it RTings, right?
No, I called it RTings. No, it was the other way around. I called it RTings, and you're like, "What? Are you stupid?"
No, I don't think so. I think it was the other way around. I used to call it RTings.
No, I called it RTings.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you corrected me. Now you say RTings. Anyway, ratings.com. Great place to go for monitors and TVs and soundbars. I very highly trust them. I usually go to them, kind of dive deep into what they do because they buy these TVs outright and they just run them through the ringer and do all these different tests on them and all these different.
It's crazy how they the way they format. You can go in there if you have a high end TV, you can figure out how to set it. Mm-hmm. So it it's perfect.
Best color settings, how to calibrate it by hand at home, so you don't have to have somebody come in there with a actual calibrating machine.
Although you love that, you're always pushing people to do that.
I do. I actually want to get them done with my TVs because you can only do so much by hand. Which again, it doesn't look bad by handing, especially if you go off their stuff. But you really want to fine tune it.
But here's the thing: what if you like things a little cooler?
Then you're gonna want to not get it calibrated. I mean, that's just plain and simple. If you like bright and vibrant, you're gonna want to not get it calibrated.
Because maybe you like this, or maybe you want me to go cool with my camera.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
Huh?
I understand people who like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming. You know what else is coming?
That dude in space.
We're almost done here, Kev. I know I've kept you. Tidal, now streaming Dolby Atmos music. This is actually really big. To compatible soundbars and TVs. So now you can actually put that soundbar to the test, that Dolby Atmos soundbar, or those Dolby Atmos speakers that you just got. You can actually use them for more than just a couple movies. You can actually use them for...
a couple movies?
I mean, yeah, not everything comes out in Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, but like so many things that Netflix does.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But what do you want to watch?
I didn't mean to do that.
Look, not everything, but because a lot of times people watch older movies, like on Disney Plus, you're not watching any Atmos.
All the new shit you are.
Yeah, new shit. But a lot of people, these people, they want to go back and watch Friends. You know what I mean?
That's not Disney Plus.
I know,
that's
but
HBO.
That's what I'm saying though. Is they want to watch old things. They want to go back and watch The Grinch Stole Christmas for the 900th time. Not gonna have Dolby Atmos.
I feel like that'd be a really easy one to like introduce Atmos, because like I feel like the audio effects would be really simple. Like, oh, get a fucking bell.
Yeah.
You know.
No. So you can actually use it for music. More and more music's gonna start coming out in Atmos and exclusively on Tidal. For right now, I'm sure Spotify's gonna catch up. If who knows? I don't even know if they're interested in trying to.
I feel like Tidal is all about like super high quality music stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, cause, like, what? What? What are you laughing at?
I was just thinking about how we're not going to get to the Bionic Eye story and how I just should keep that running.
Okay, well, that's not a joke anyone understands right now because we didn't talk about it last time, did we?
No, but we brought it up.
I can't hear him.
No, but we brought it up.
Oh, we did?
We brought it up like, oh, we'll talk about that next week. And then I'm just thinking about how we're not going to get it to this week. Sorry.
Hey, man, the prize will still be around next week. You know what I mean? I was just saying that the Tidal, like, really, like, they're all about like high, like master quality audio, and Spotify. I don't think that they necessarily are trying to, like, that's not their thing, you know, and that's one of Tidal's things.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if they don't get Dolby.
I mean,
also,
I get it because it's not going to be mainstream, but I'm interested to see if Dolby Atmos actually becomes mainstream. Like, are people going to start wanting to get these soundbar? I don't know. I don't know the appeal. I don't know if Dolby Atmos really has the staying power to have companies like this invest in this, but I'm sure I've heard Dolby Atmos music and it sounds phenomenal.
Is there a lot of it?
There's not a ton of it, but I'm sure they're going to be mastering. Like, I'm sure Tidal's actually helping a lot of these artists master it because, again, they want to differentiate themselves. Yeah, and somebody like you or Tim that buys like an Atmos setup, I'm sure they want to hear. People were going to want to hear, you know, music in Atmos and not just you know, regular peasant stereo.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah. Well, thank you. You've really given me a lot to bounce off today. You know that?
No problem.
I hate you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were going to talk about Bionic Eye today, but we'll get to that next week. Thanks for joining me on this week's Tech Fever. Let me know, like I said in the beginning of the show, let me know what kind of headset that you wear, what kind of earbuds, what kind of over the head earphones.
Are you wrapping up?
Yes, I am.
Are you going to do the like deals of the week or whatever?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Right?
Because I got a pretty good one.
What's the deal of the week? Give me a deal of the week.
If you have the Nest Aware subscription, you can get a free Nest Hub. So that's $80.
Get a little present on top of what you're already gonna buy. Not bad.
Yeah. So I'm getting another Nest Hub. Will I ever need it?
You have so many.
The Nest Hub are the most useless devices ever. I feel like once I integrate my calendar into it, it's going to be a little bit more helpful because right now it has my personal calendar, which doesn't have my work calendar integrated into it. So it's one of those things where it's like,
I mean, it will help. It's kind of like the Echo Shows, but I like the Echo Shows because it will actually run through like news articles.
No, the Nest does this too, but like when am I laying there
and you look up and then you go, hey, what's going on in the world right now?
Yeah. So anyways,
like Alexa, read me this. And then
if you have a Nest Aware subscription, check your inbox, because it might be in there and you might not realize that like it's just Google being like, hey, you got a Nest Hub to redeem at the Google store is the headline, which seems like a trolly, like not real thing, like that seems like a spam email for sure.
Yeah, that's like your spam.
And not only that, the first round, this is actually pretty funny. So June 2nd, the first round of these came out. Around 10:43 is when I got mine. And if you click the link, it was broken.
A lot of people
it didn't do anything.
Downloaded something to you?
What?
Downloaded something to your computer?
No, it just did nothing, right? Like, so it just didn't work. So it was one of those things where it was like, okay, yeah, this doesn't seem real. And then later that evening at 8:00, they sent another email being like, hey, there was an issue with redeeming the offer earlier, but it's now fixed. If you weren't able to use your code, you should be able to now. And then you click the link, and it still didn't work. You had to then still enter the code.
Oh, that's a disaster. Google just doesn't. So you switched over to Nest Aware, I assume.
What do you mean switched over?
Well,
I went from not having a camera system to having Nest Aware.
Oh, did you not install your stuff?
No, I was waiting. Well, actually, I had installed it like 2 weeks ago.
Good thing you didn't get breaking into. Yeah.
What?
It's a good thing you didn't get breaking into. It would have been a real bummer.
Well, you get the 1 month trial of it, like whenever you activated it. But yeah, I was waiting for Nest Aware Plus, which is the we talked about it last week.
Yeah, we had a whole show going deep into it.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. And now if you got it, you're gonna get a free Google Home Hub. So whatever.
Hey, good looking on the deal. Also, the the 65-inch CX right now. You can get, if you want to get on that early adoption and not really wait for the price to go down. It is $350 on sale right now for $2,449, and then if you want to jump onto the old C9, which I have and I love, it actually comes with a $200 gift card over at Best Buy right now, and that goes for $2,200.
Interesting.
So not a lot of good deals going on, to be honest, this week.
Well,
I'm looking at a pretty surface level.
Another random thing that it's probably too late for now, just because it's way later in the week. But like, if you're near a Walmart, it seems like they were getting rid of a bunch of their Hue lights, so they had a bunch of them on sale for like a quarter the price.
Oh, that's great.
Run into Walmart.
Keep an eye out for that. And why didn't you text me?
What?
Why didn't you text me about it? I'm a little offended. You let me know about the Bed Bath & Beyond one.
Yeah, I fucked up. I'll do it next time. Don't worry. Because and now I'm thinking about it. Like, you could have gone in there and cleaned it out, and I could have just paid you.
Yeah, that would have been.
Because I don't think Walmart's near me, and you got hella near you.
Yeah, would have been great. Well, you fucked up, and that's okay. We learned something. Thank you for joining us on Tech Fever this week. Like I said, comment down below, like, subscribe, share, go subscribe over on the audio podcast services, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. It helps us out. Subscribe, rate. Again, helps us get an algorithm. Like, subscribe, share on YouTube, youtube.com/play everything. You can follow Kevin Coello at KindaFunnyKevin.
You can.
Over on Twitter. You can watch his stuff over at youtube.com/kindafunny and Kinda Funny Games. He has
we have a screencast tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about Space Force.
Great. Screencast moves around.
This time.
So just check up every day over on youtube.com/kindafunny. Screencast will be there one day. One day is the week. There's no set day.
This week it's Thursday. It moves around. It's a flexible show.
And stay tuned next week. We will talk about the bionic eye. Until next time. Say it.
I've got the fever.
No, we got the fever, damn it.
No, I have it.
No.
Well, you might.